now have our final keynote for this afternoon with Hassan El-Masri, security strategist with Fortinet's FortiGuard Labs. Hassan has more than 20 years of information technology industry experience with extensive knowledge in many areas of networking and cybersecurity, traversing several industries. His specialization is in security research, identity access management, and deception technologies. Please welcome Hassan.
So today I would like to share with you some of the important information you should know about, which is the OSINT, or the public data collection of mass media. That is something you should be aware of to prevent what you share on the internet, and also how you can use it for your own benefit. Also for some of the mentioned earlier, nonprofits, some organizations don't have access to a lot of data. This is something it's really important for you to know, even for practicing, or even like getting information that's how public view your organization or you as an individual. So who are we? At FortiGuard, we are threat hunters. Typically, a threat hunter is somebody who usually or someone who can follow an attack traces to identify a threat process. This is something like we do on a daily basis, of course. The data scientists usually work on more complex systems, such as machine learning algorithm, to detect valuable data into like specialized data sets that we can utilize in our security engines. We have researchers, typically a researcher who work with an intelligent flows finding. Also, they predict a new form of malware, and sometimes they develop tools to cybersecurity techniques, etc. And also we have reverse engineers or analysts. They discover and reverse engineers malwares to identify specific patterns in a code and the capability of a specific threat or attack. So moving to how we do it. We do it through machine learning, of course. That's like, our main thing is like we ingest the data, and then we process the data, of course, to do detection and protection for a specific environment. And also we use federated machine learning. If you're not familiar with federated machine learning, it's an approach that enables model training on an extensive collection of decentralized data. Basically, it is a machine is collecting this information from other AI that we fed the models to give us some results from the ingested data. And from that point, we push these results in a matter of milliseconds to our product, to our customers, and sometimes we write blogs about what we found. Actually, in most cases, we do. So where do we get the data from? We get the data from our telemetry database, which is typically a form of network detection, web filtering, sandboxes, email addresses, or email spam detected. Also endpoints. Sometimes we have customers, they opt in to participate in providing us with real threat information from their production network, which helps a lot. We also partner with law enforcement. Thank you. And today I'll be talking mainly about OSINT and how does this data work, and the history of it. And we also ingest data from certs. We have a very successful zero-day attack at FortiGuard. What they have done so far, they have discovered over 900 zero-day vulnerabilities up to date. That's a huge. And also we use the CTA. We funded the CTA, or the Cyber Threat Alliance. We co-founded, my apology. And also we use honeypots, traps on the internet, to find through sensors how attackers, what they're trying to exploit, how they behave. So we record all these behaviors, and we feed it also to our machine learning to learn the patterns and give us some results as well. So how is this data processed? It's actually it's more complex than what it looks in the picture, but or in the image. But it's how would I describe it in a simple way? I would say we filter, we label the data using the machine learning. Also, we average about 100 billion security events per day, and also that get fed to then AI, and the AI, of course, sometimes write signatures for specific attack automatically, and from that point goes to a quality assurance that a team manually look at these signatures, and from that point we feed it to our security engines to provide this data to our customers almost in real time. There you go. So what does this look like overall? This is how our lab works. You know, if I show you the picture earlier, it would be like, there's a lot of icons here, a lot of information. So now you have a better understanding how, you know, we have the visibility through our ingested data, and also we use some innovation to feed this to the machine. And of course, we have the actionable plan, which we feed to our customers. So going to the OSINT, it's definitely something, it's been around for a long time. It goes, the brief history, there is no specific date really when it started it or the first proposed. It was in recent history introduced during the World War II, I believe, and as an intelligence tool to many national security agencies. However, the growth of the internet, communication and the massive volume of digital data, mediums such as video, etc., blogs, publication, also gather so many of this information, and it's available to you on the public through an API or through some data ingestion. I will give you some hints and places to look for. Also, this data is being these days used by a lot of organizations such as government, nonprofit, or NGOs, corporation, you name it. This information, just to let you know, this should be legally accessible by the public and classified data. That's, you know, everybody's sharing, you probably sharing on the internet as well. They also hold a lot of information collected from mass media, specialized journals, research, photos, videos, geolocation, all kind of stuff. Also, the OSINT has this is not services only for security researcher, also is available to you for other purposes. Like if you want to look at who's viewing me from the outside, what is my business compared to other businesses doing, that kind of, it's used for a lot for businesses, reports and marketing as well. So speaking of the OSINT, you don't need a special skill or a specialized somebody who actually well-skilled in data ingestion. You could do it yourself. There are tools available to you. There takes some little bit of practice, but it's available to everybody. Also, the things you need to know. Some of this data is being extracted already, and it's available. All these materials coming from various locations and sources. So typically, how the data comes into like what finding that you would have on the internet, like for if you're researching for specific topics related to what are you looking for, what target, and how the attackers use it as well. So it comes as an unstructured data most of the time. Sometimes it's semi-structured, like, if you're familiar with JSON, like format, how key values work, first name, last name, and the value, of course, would be the person first name, and the other value is the last name. And then a lot of time we have to take it from the unstructured data or semi-structured data into a structured data to do correlation using the machine learning to find patterns that correlate a specific things. In this case, the attackers would use it to find a specific target that what's my target look like visually. And a lot of this finding would appear in this kind of, if you map the whole things, you could get information about or the attackers, they get information about targets, health, interest, social media, your work, your education, your qualification, your customers, sometimes your family, your friends, all that stuff into one visual image before they execute their attacks. This is part of the kind of pre-reconnaissance. Also, it's a reconnaissance, but it's more visual reconnaissance to understand their target. So if you go to OSINT framework, it's available again on, they have a public website. You can look at how things correlate, how things connected based on specific criteria or categories that you're interested in. The best way you could find more details about it also by going to GitHub. One of the places you could just search for OSINT, and whatever tool is available there on public, it's open source, a lot of it. You can get this information and test it out. And again, it's very important for you to know how people look at you from the outer internet, from what does my business look like, or as an individual, what people can find about me, what can I protect, what can I remove if it's possible. This kind of technique, it helps you prevent a lot of problems later on. The more you collect information about you, the more you understand what's there out to public and how they view you as well. So this is one of the tools I use typically in a daily basis. I wouldn't say in daily basis, but a lot, to understand what I'm researching for. It's called Maltigo. It's an open source. Also, there is, if you want to get more information or data from different sources, some it's paid. You would have to subscribe to a specific feed. This is an example which show you how I was, this is like their website, basically mapping their whole entire website. You can get information about where they're located, their phone numbers, who is their affiliates, etc. I don't have the whole map in front of me to share with you. It goes on and on. It branches on and on, all the way to individual people who works for that specific company. So it's very rich information that you should be aware of these kind of tools and what's there. Again, you can utilize for your own benefit or protect yourself. If you would like to find more, we have also some weekly threat intelligence brief. Also, we have blogs, adversary books, and also Fortinet Guard's website has a lot of also information about specific attack that, if you're looking specifically for something, we have a lot of it available. This is some of the references here. If you're interested, this is where you could find more about OSINT framework, about FortiGuards and Maltigo. This is one of the tools I use, but there's a lot of tools out there for you to gather information about anything you like. The key, takeaway today is things are available to attackers to find things about you. Be prepared in advance, know what people are, how they, visualizing your information on the internet. Take off whatever is unnecessarily that can give a clue about your organization or yourself as an individual, and use this data if you would like to improve your business.
Thank you, Hassan, for your presentation.